Hello, today I'm going to describe a math game that I created. The first thing is the Personal Financial Literacy. That is the name, or actually the TEK of the game. The TEK number is 5.10, and this TEK describes that the student applies mathematical process standards to manage one's financial resources effectively for a lifetime financial security. The game I have has cards here, a starting balance and a check register, and a die. Now, the first thing they want to do, the students can get into groups, either four players total with two on each side, or they can just do two players. This game can also be something that they can do alone. It just depends on how you would like it. So, the first thing they need to do is determine their starting balance in their bank. So they would need to roll the dice, and the one that they roll needs to go in the thousands place. They roll a 2, a 1, and a 4. This right here is where we will start the numbers. So the starting balance is 1,214. Now what they'll need to do on their check register, they need to write the date. Transaction would be deposit. 1,214 and 1,214. I would encourage them to put the decimal with the 2 zeros there because they will be adding and subtracting as they draw cards. So the next thing they would do is let the other team or the other player roll their number, and again they would just roll it 4 times and get the number that they would use for their starting balance. Next you would put the cards in the middle, and the teams would take turns. So let's see, the first card would be, your car is out of gas. You fill it up at a Shell station for $43.26. So they would need to put the card over here to the side just to let us know that we've already used that card. They would get some scratch paper, and on the scratch paper they would need to put their starting balance, which was $1,214, and they need to determine, is this a deposit or is this a payment amount? So your car is out of gas, you would fill it up at the Shell station. So they would understand that if they're buying gas, they would be spending $43. So they would need to subtract $43.26. Okay, so then you would just let them subtract. And they have a new balance. So their new balance is $1,170.74. Now, they need to make sure that they keep track. So they would need to put the date, what their transaction was, and how much it was. Now it would be the other player's turn. So if they drew a card, the toilet is leaking, pay $99 for a new one. So what they would do is on their check register, they would put in the date and the transaction. They would need to determine, is it a payment amount or is it a deposit amount? And then they would need to write in their balance. Okay, we'll do a few more. You receive a refund check in the mail for $153.36. So what the student would need to determine is, if they receive a refund check, is that going to be a deposit or payment? So you would help them out with keywords as far as like a refund would be something you would be getting back. So they would write the date and the refund. They could just make up something. They get a refund for their shoes. And the payment amount, they didn't have to pay anything, but the deposit amount, they would need to put in $153.36. Now they need to go over here to their scratch paper, and they have their ending balance here. Make sure they need to match it up to their balance on their check register. And they got a deposit, so they need to add $153.36. So now they have a new balance of $1,324.10. And they need to put this here. Okay, so now would be the other team's turn. And you go out to eat with your best friend for his birthday. You decide to pay for everyone's food, and it cost you $124.52. So they would just need to determine what they need to put on their payment amount or deposit amount and get their balance. And we'll do one more. You trade your lunch for $5. So again, they need to determine, is this something that I paid out or is this something that I received? So if you trade your lunch for $5, you receive $5. So they need to key it in here. And their deposit amount was $5. They need to add it to their total. And this game would continue on until you either A, run out of cards, or you run out of money on your check register. If you run out of money, then the game is over for you. The winner of this game actually would have the most money in the bank at the end of the round. And they would get to show you, I guess, their transactions and make sure that all their deposit and payment amounts were added or subtracted correctly and that they do have the right balance. And if so, then they win.